Okay, so Jai Hind student. Now I am here to continue the remaining part of the OSI layers, and in previous lecture we have covered basically this physical layer, bottommost physical layer, and then data link layer. And now in this lecture we will cover upper two layer, that is the network layer and transport layer. Okay, so let us see the network layer first. Network layer and then transport layer. Let me come at the network layer, that is the third layer from bottom. Okay, from bottom this is the third layer. At the bottom physical, then data link, then network layer. So as in the previous lecture we have told you, data link layer ensure the node to node delivery of the frames, but actually you know that data communication is not only the node to node delivery, because it may be possible from source to destination. There the number of node, it may be 20 node, 40 node, 50 nodes. These nodes is also known as hop sometime, hop. Okay, so basically this is very clear that when we are talking about the source to destination delivery of the data, certainly that cannot jump from one source to destination directly, that have to travel from the intermediate nodes. So certainly data link play a very important role that ensure node to node delivery and correct delivery of the packets or frames. So this network layer is the source to destination delivery, that ensure that from source to destination packet is delivered properly. Okay. So for this purpose there are the number of protocols that work here at this layer, like internet networking protocol, IP, ICMP, IGMP. Okay. So number of protocols are there that work here. Routing protocols that decide the best route from one node to other node, from source to destination. This routing protocol may be distance vector protocol, or that may be link state protocol. Okay, the number of different protocols are there to assist to perform all the responsibilities that is covered by this particular network layer. Okay, let us see the functions of this particular network layer. From this diagram, it is very clear. Here we can see that this is the internet, the number of nodes are interconnected, number of nodes are there between this source and destination. So this network layer play a very important role to ensure that host to host delivery of the packet. Host to host means from source to destination delivery of the packet. Let us see the functions. Major function is the routing. What is the meaning of routing? Routing means to decide the route from source to destination, because you know that we are talking about the computer network. So computer network, you can assume graph. That means number of systems are interconnected, like this one for example. Okay, this is the N1 node, this is the N2, this is the N3, this is N4, and this is the N5. And suppose N1 want to send some data to N5. This is the N1. This N1 want to send data to N5. So is it possible that this node directly send the data from N1 to N2 without using the intermediate node? No, not at all. Okay. So certainly there is a number of path that may be used by the N1 to deliver the packet to N5, and it may be like here you can see here, this is also a path that come from N1 and end at the N5. Other path may be this from N1 to N3, then N2, then N4, and then N5. It may be this is the other path, N1, N2, then N5. So these different possible path is known as route. Okay. So which one path should be followed, which route may be followed, that is decided by the network layer. Okay. At this layer, router work. Okay. Router is the interconnection devices that is used and that work, that play a crucial role to decide the best route, and that is known as the router, interconnecting devices that work at the network layer. So routing is the process to define the best path from source to destination. When we talk about the best, what is the meaning of best? Best means there should be less delay, there may be less number of hops, distance may be less. Okay. So, or there should be less congestion or no congestion at all. So, there are the number of parameters on the basis of which we can say this is the best path. The cost should be minimum. Other is the logical addressing. Logical addressing, we know the IP addresses. Okay, so that is a part of logical addressing, and there are the number of different protocol like IPv4, okay, and IPv6, other protocol IPv6, IP version 5, version 5, not this is the IPv4, not 5. IPv4, that is the that have the 5 classes A, B, C, D, E. So logical address means defining or giving some unique address, unique number to each and every system, each and every router, so that when one system, one node want to send the data to some other node, so that number should be used as an address, and that uniquely identify the nodes. Okay. And that is the responsibility of network layer to give these addresses. This is known as the IP addresses. Okay. So this is known as the logical addressing. Let us see the transport layer, layer 4, from bottom to top, that come at the 4th level, transport layer. Sometimes this transport layer is also known as the heart of the OSI model, because 3 layer is up above to the transport and the 3 layer is at the bottom to the particular transport or below to the transport, that lie in between, in middle. So sometimes also known as heart of this particular OSI model, and that play very important role in transmission in computer network. Let us see the previous diagram. We come at this diagram. See here, this network layer ensures source node, this is a source node and this is the destination node, that ensure the delivery of packet from source to destination. Okay. But you know that it is possible that at the source node number of different applications are running. It may be because there are the multi-user, multitasking operating system are there. So number of different work, different process may run at the sender. At the same time, receiver have the different number of process that are running. So to ensure process to process delivery, for example, here there are the 3 process P1, P2, P3, P1, P2, P3, and it may be possible this P1 is related to some other communication, P2 is related to some other communication, P3 is related to the some other communication. All 3 are different. Okay. So how to ensure that your data is actually sent by the P2 process and also delivered by the P2 process on the receiver side, and the process that are busy in the same communication. Okay. And this different process or different services that are running on a same system is defined by the port number. Just like IP addresses that define the unique address of each and every system, similarly port number define port number. Okay. This port number define or decide number of different services that may run on the same system. For example, suppose this P1 is busy in SMTP service, simple mail transfer protocol. P2 is in Telnet or in FTP, file transfer protocol. This is busy in FTP, file transfer. Other may busy in DNS, domain name systems. Okay. So this port number, in fact, that define the unique services that are running on the system. That means for each and every system, and for each and every service, there is a unique number that is known as the port number. Okay. So that define that the transmission from one port, suppose port 5, transmission of port 5 is received by the receiver at the port 5 or port 4, same port should be there. So this is known as the process to process delivery. Here we can see that transport layer ensure process to process delivery. Within system number of processes are running. So which process are engaging in the same communication, that data is sent and received by the same process. So let us see the major function of this layer. Sometimes this process to process is also known as end to end delivery. Okay. The function of transport is segmentation and reassembly, service point addressing. Let us see what are these: segmentation and reassembly. So this layer accepts the message from the session layer, from the upper layer. Actually the message is generated by the upper layer. This should be always known. That application layer, the message is generated, then that travel from top to bottom layer up to the physical layer. Okay. So the message that are coming from the session layer to transport layer, because session layer lie on top of transport layer. Okay. So session layer, the data from the session layer come to the transport layer, and the transport layer then divide that particular data into some manageable part, and that is known as segment. So this segmentation is the responsibility of transport layer. What is the need of segmentation? Because from session layer data is very large and that is coming continuously. So that should be divided into the smaller part that can be easily managed, and each and every segmentation may have the different source and destination address, and that can be sent from source to destination by using different path. And other is the service point addressing. To deliver the message to the correct process, there is a port number. Okay. So that particular transport layer decide the port number. Network layer decide the IP address. Physical means logical address to the source and destination. But the work is not done up to the source and destination, because in source and in destination number of processes are running. So you have to deliver the process to the related process. You have to deliver the data to the related process. So for this particular transport layer define the port numbers. Yeah, this is known as the port address. Services that is offered by this transport layer is of two type: connection oriented and other is the connection less service. Okay. In connection oriented service, what happened? In connection oriented, there is a three process. Okay. What is? First, connection is established between source and destination, then data is transferred from source to destination, and after completion of the communication, that connection is terminated. If all these three processes is adopted by any communication or by any communication, that is known as connection oriented service. Okay. Other is the connection less service. So, in connection less service, it is one phase process. That means only data is transferred. Data means if a sender want to send the data, that directly send the data to the receiver. That is received by the receiver or not, that is delivered by the receiver or not, there is no guarantee at all. Okay. So, in this type of transmission, basically if you see, the receiver does not acknowledge receipt of the packet. This approach allows for much faster communication between the two parties. And source and destination means source can send the data at the faster rate, because unnecessary, there is no wait, there is no requirement of the waiting for the acknowledgement, because there is no concept of the acknowledgement. There is no need of the establishment of connection. Directly that assume that data is connection is already established and transfer the data. So, this is very fast in comparison of the connection oriented service. So, here we can see that these layers play very important role. Okay. And at the transport layer, there is a two protocol, connection oriented, that is the TCP protocol, transmission control protocol. This is known as transmission control protocol. Transmission control protocol. And connectionless service is the UDP, user datagram protocol. This is known as user datagram protocol. Datagram protocol. So, these are the two protocols that play very important role at the transport layer. If you want connection oriented service, because connection oriented, no doubt, that is the reliable service. Okay, because there is the acknowledgement, sender come to know that their data is received or not. So, if you want reliable communication, the TCP is there. If you want fast communication, UDP is there, but UDP is a connection less service. Okay, that there is no concept of the means acknowledgement. At this layer, this transport layer, very important layer, because that lie in between, in middle, and play very important role. Okay. At this level, gateway used, gateways are used as interconnecting devices. Okay. Gateways are basically known as the protocol converter. Okay. When one type of network is connected to other type of network. What is the meaning of one type and other type? That means one type have the similar, means that have the different working style, different protocols, different frame format, packet format. Other network have the different packet format, different protocol, different header format. So, when they have to compatible, why the data should be, how the data should be communicated from one type of network to other type network, that is used by the gateways. In between, gateways are used that work as a protocol converter, that change one format into the destination format, and that is properly received or delivered by the receiver. So, okay, it is two layer that is covered by this lecture basically, and the remaining 3 layer we will cover in the third lecture, and that is the session, and then presentation, and then application. These are the top most layers: application, presentation, and session. We will cover in the next lecture. Thank you. Thanks all.